Wounded in war, a Marine and his wife learned to cope with a devastating injury. Tonight, they talk candidly about their struggle.
And police now have a description of a suspect who attacked a La Jolla couple and ransacked their home. I'm Lene Lewis, live downtown. Coming up, I'll show you a sketch of who police are looking for.
I'm Michael Turco. I've exposed one foul up after another here at Fox Canyon, and now I'll show you how it puts the future of our city parks in peril. The Turco Files, KUSI News.
Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Paul Bloom, in for Michael Tuck. Thank you for joining us tonight.
The investigation continues tonight into the death of Playboy model Anna Nicole Smith. The small-town Texas girl turned Playboy model collapsed in Miami this afternoon at the Hard Rock Cafe and Hotel. Reporter Judy Chavez has the latest on the investigation.
Anna Nicole Smith died Thursday.
It's still not real to me and everything, and I'm telling you right now, just my heart's beating fast. I'm just very upset. It's not real to me.
After being found unconscious in her room at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino and Hotel in Hollywood, Florida, a bodyguard administered CPR. Then Smith was rushed to the hospital.
At 2:49 this afternoon, we were advised by hospital personnel that Anna Nicole Smith had died. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. The cause of death will be determined by the medical examiner.
The reality TV star and former Playboy playmate had been getting a lot of press in the past few months. The result of a legal battle involving conflicting paternity claims involving her baby daughter. And it was 3 days after the baby's birth that Smith's 20-year-old son Daniel died mysteriously. Smith hired a pathologist to determine the cause of death, and he said it was an apparent drug overdose. Smith had also been involved in a several-years-long battle over her late billionaire husband's estate, which was being contested by his son. Anna Nicole Smith was 39. Investigators are still looking into how she died. No obvious signs of trauma or foul play to report at this time. The Broward County Medical Examiner's Office plans to conduct an autopsy sometime on Friday. Reporting from Hollywood, Florida, I'm Judy Chavez for KUSI News.
A homeless man is recovering tonight after he was struck by a pickup truck while crossing the street. San Diego police say the man was crossing Bergner Street on a marked crosswalk in Claremont when a white truck turning left struck him. The driver of the truck said he never saw the man. The transient was stuck beneath the tires of the truck for a few minutes. He was transported to the hospital with a broken leg and head injuries. Police say the accident was apparently not alcohol-related. The crime shocked the community. Ernest Rady, a well-known businessman, his wife and housekeeper, all held hostage while a robber ransacked their La Jolla home looking for the money. Tonight, police have new information to help find the suspect. KUSI's Lene Lewis is live downtown with more on that. Lene?
Paul, residents are still understandably very upset about what happened in their neighborhood, and there is a suspect still on the loose. But tonight, police have a better picture of who they're looking for. This is a sketch of the suspect. Police say he's a Latin or Middle Eastern man in his 30s or 40s, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing around 165 pounds. He managed to get into the home of billionaire philanthropist Ernest Rady by posing as a delivery man on Tuesday. Police say he attacked Rady with a stun gun and bound him, his wife, and their maid. He then ransacked their home looking for cash. In the end, he reportedly left with less than $1,000. Neighbors say they, too, have been victims of crime in this La Jolla neighborhood. One says it happened just days before the Radys were attacked.
The guy tried to push the door open. My wife pushed the door closed, and he didn't get in.
Others want to see police do more.
Police should beef up the security. The authority should beef up the security. This has been a disaster. This is not America. They have to do something for this area.
And some residents shocked and still shaken that such a crime could happen where they live.
I've heard of crimes like this happening in other areas, and I guess it was just a matter of time until heard about it happening in our own neighborhood.
We're going to be a lot more careful, definitely. I'm like terrified. I'm like frightened. Look, I'm shaking right now.
And City Council member Scott Peters is planning to meet with residents of that neighborhood next week to discuss what happened and address their concerns. Reporting live from downtown, Lene Lewis, KUSI News.
San Diego police are asking for your help in finding a murder suspect. Ralph Garbarini is wanted for the random shooting death of Michael Feynman at Extraordinary Desserts restaurant in Hillcrest. Garbarini is a transient and is believed to have moved to Arizona. Police think he is living in his 1990 Toyota pickup truck with a wooden camper shell and customized camouflage paint. Anyone who spots Garbarini is asked to call police immediately.
An Oceanside man pleaded guilty today to breaking into homes and videotaping women as they undressed. 39-year-old William Rowley videotaped at least 100 women and exposed himself to at least one victim. Prosecutors say he would enter the victims' homes through unlocked doors and in some instances recorded his tapes through a window. He is now facing 8 years in state prison. He's expected to be sentenced in March.
Members of a group called SNAP, the Survivors Network of those abused by priests, are asking District Attorney Bonnie Dumanis to investigate an alleged molestation case that happened 30 years ago. The group says a lawsuit against the Diocese of San Diego was recently dismissed. A judge ruled there was no evidence that church officials knew about one of their priests being an alleged child molester.
In any office in the district attorneys, letting them know that they have a duty and an obligation to come forward if they have any information about any cover-up by church officials, by the San Diego bishop, or anyone.
In 1977, a Catholic priest was accused of molestation in Holtville, part of the San Diego Diocese. The lawsuit claimed Bishop Leo T. Marr told prosecutors then that he would transfer the priest out of Imperial County if they agreed to drop the charges.
The San Diego Sheriff's Department needs your help to identify 3 suspects who are wanted for stealing purses off school campuses in East County. Deputies say they have witness accounts, and they released this surveillance video of 3 women who were involved in the crimes. Deputies say the burglaries happened within the last 2 days in Lakeside and Santee. The suspects stole teachers' purses while school was in session.
They were seen driving in a dark gray, smaller sports car. We're unsure if it's 2 or 4 door, leaving the scene of a number of the areas.
Detectives say the women used the credit cards found in the purses at stores in the area. Anyone with information is asked to call the San Diego Sheriff's Department.
Alpine residents voted 3 years ago in favor of a special proposition to build the area's first ever high school. Tonight, residents gave school board members an earful asking why it hasn't been built yet. KUSI's John Soderman is live in El Cajon where that meeting took place. John?
Thank you, Kimberly. The lament of these parents is as follows. We just want our kids to have their own high school. The angry looks on their faces pretty much say it all. These Alpine residents basically feel they've been snookered by the Grossmont Union High School District as far as building Alpine's first ever high school.
I want them to build a high school as they promised in the Alpine Boston Valley area.
These visibly irritated Alpine residents say when they voted nearly 3 years ago in favor of Proposition H, money would be made available to build a new high school in Alpine. But they feel the district's given them the song and dance, using the money to fix up other high schools in states of disrepair. Alpine's 1,000 high school-age students, meantime, are having to spend 3 hours a day on school buses, taking them to other high schools in the district a lot further away.
I remind you that Alpine students are traveling up to 35 miles one way every day.
Well, I think it completely disrupts the family. They're having to get up earlier. A lot of them stand out at the bus stops in the dark. They're coming home late with less time to do homework and just have downtime. A lot of them don't get to participate in after-school sports and things that they're passionate about.
Some of the residents are talking to are asking the question, hey, what's the holdup in getting us a new high school? What's your response to that?
Well, unfortunately, I think it's becoming clear to us that with all the dramatic increase in construction costs and a lot of other unforeseen circumstances, we're not going to be able to do everything in the bond measure to the fullest extent that we would have liked.
Little progress has been made over the last 2 years, and now we're at a fork in the road. Take it. Finally, fulfill a community's dream for their children and grandchildren that has spanned more than a decade of inaction, and build the school.
In the end, this verbal pressure pays off. Board members vote unanimously to form a commission to look into the possibility of building a high school in Alpine. And some of the Alpine residents said, look, why do we need this commission, which is something we voted on 3 years ago now, in defense of the district? When they went into some of those older schools, some 90 years old, they found that it was going to cost more than they thought to repair, and they're just simply running out of money. We're coming live from El Cajon. John Soderman, KUSI News.
Thank you, John. A group of activists took to the streets today in San Diego to protest the pending sale of Paradise Valley Hospital. People from several organizations picketed downtown in front of the local offices of the state attorney general. The owner of the National City Hospital says he is losing millions of dollars and wants to sell the nonprofit facility to a